It's the internet's least professional music review show, Album Reviews and You. I'm Will, and this time I'm taking a listen to Stevie Wonder, Talking Book. Talking Book. What a title, right? Sounds like something you'd find in a wizard's library. Nope. This is pure, unadulterated funk, soul, and musical genius, with a few quirks along the way. Now I know what you're thinking. Another Talking Book review? What's left to say? Well, my friends, I'm not here to regurgitate Wikipedia. I'm here to give you a very unprofessional take on an album that's so good, it almost makes me angry. Angry that I'll never be this talented. Angry that my own musical endeavors sound like a cat fighting a vacuum cleaner compared to this masterpiece. So buckle up, because we're going to go track by track, dissecting every glorious, funky, and occasionally bizarre moment of Talking Book. We kick things off with You Are the Sunshine of My Life. And I'm not going to lie, this has that kind of cheesy love song for a Disney movie feel, or maybe like a late 70s, early 80s TV show theme. I don't know. But if you listen deeply, you can really start to hear the magic. The opening is so gentle, and Stevie's voice is it's different than we're used to. It's a little more reedy for the first verse. And then Laney Groves comes in, and it's like, oh, okay, this is a duet. Stevie comes back in after that, and it's like, oh, okay, there's the Stevie voice, and it's just like a whole nother song. The harmonies are insane. It's like he cloned himself and created a barbershop quartet of pure soul. And the drums, jazzy, funky, kind of restrained. Stevie kills it vocally, he kills it on the keys, and he kills it on the drums. It sounds simple, but there's a lot going on underneath. Keyboards swelling, harmonies stacking, drums nudging, pushing. It's all meticulously crafted. It's like a musical onion. You keep peeling back the layers, and you just find more layers of awesome. By the end, you're feeling lifted without even knowing why. And that's the magic. It's sweet and inviting on the surface, but deep enough to grab you if you're paying attention. All right, track 2 is Maybe Your Baby. All right, time to get funky. Maybe Your Baby sneaks in all clavinet and moog bass. Moog bass? Moog bass, right? This is where Stevie lets loose and shows off his multi-instrumental prowess. The clavinet slaps, the drums slide, the moog bass pulses underneath. It's pure, uncut funk. And then Stevie starts throwing in all these vocal tricks. Sped up lines, slowed down phrases, harmonies popping in and out. It's like he's conducting a small, chaotic universe. And let's not forget Ray Parker Jr., adding in some ghostly blues guitar on this one. Ghostly. The chorus, Maybe Your Baby done made some other plans, sticks immediately. And the way it twists and repeats makes the groove feel endless. The song isn't just funky, it's hypnotic. Stevie teases, slips, spins through the rhythm, while the rest of the instruments hold steady. George Clinton probably fell out of the captain's chair of the mothership the first time he heard this. This is Stevie sludging through Sly's asphalt jungle. And that stumble crash ending, perfect. It's like he fell over asleep, waiting for his baby to come home. All right, track 3. You and I opens with beautiful piano lines and soft synth textures that feel like a gentle cosmic breeze. Stevie steps in, reverb drenched, speaking directly about love, about being made, actually born to love this one person, and you believe it immediately. You can hear how this album influenced Prince, from the speed-shifting vocals to sticky funk grooves to solo piano breakdowns. It's almost a blueprint for what Prince would do years later. You can hear the DNA clearly. The song moves effortlessly between tenderness and groove. The harmonies are layered so richly you almost forget it's a one-man's voice. Every note, every fill, every change of pace feels intentional, as if Stevie was sculpting time itself. The track isn't just about romantic love, it's about the power of music to make you feel alive, to carry emotion in ways words alone can't. There's a sense of spaciousness here that's rare. Even as the groove sneaks in, you never feel crowded. There's room to breathe, room to get lost in Stevie's layers. And those layers, vocals, keys, synths, They weave in and out like a conversation you didn't know you wanted to eavesdrop on. By the end, you're left floating, a little dizzy, but completely entranced. All right, next up is Tuesday Heartbreak. More clavinet, more Moog bass, and some crisp clapping. It gives it kind of a party feel right from the start. The layers of Stevie's background vocals are insane. It's whispered, moaned, growled, harmonized, sometimes mocking, sometimes pleading. David Sanborn adds some tasteful sax, but this song is all about Stevie owning every element of the arrangement. This groove is hypnotic. The funk moves under the surface while the vocal layers swirl above it like currents. Each section has its own rhythm, its own character, and yet the song never loses coherence. This is funk and soul on a masterful tightrope, and Stevie's balance is flawless. There's a playful quality here too. You can almost hear Stevie teasing the listener, sliding in phrases, layering harmonies that are too clever to catch in one listen. By the end, the song doesn't end, it just collapses gently, leaving you smiling. All right, next up is You've Got It Bad, Girl. Opens with a heavy synth bass and some jazzy synth lines that twist and turn unpredictably. Stevie plays everything, of course. You can hear him enjoying the complexity of the arrangement. The music shifts constantly with jazzy chords and rhythmic surprises keeping you on your toes. Then the chorus hits. You got it bad, girl. Smooth, warm, and addictive like a secret. And out of nowhere, this female scat vocal appears, adding a new color to this already rich palette. Stevie's drum work is tight, inventive, almost conversational, bouncing off the synths and the bass like they're having their own debate. Every instrument, every vocal layer, every fill feels deliberate, almost like he's trying to lose the listener in the maze of musical twists and turns. This song balances funk, jazz, and pop sensibilities in a way that makes it endlessly listenable. It's easy to get lost in the layers and forget it's one man performing nearly everything. By the end, the textures and harmonies are so lush you feel like you've been wrapped in a Snuggie, but the groove never lets go. It's the perfect mix of intellect and instinct. Stevie at the peak of his multi-instrumental genius. All right, side 2 kicks off with Superstition. Prepare yourselves. This song really needs no introduction. It's the funk anthem that launched 1,000 dance floors. This feels like if Maybe Your Baby did a couple of rails. That clavinet riff is iconic, instantly recognizable, makes you want to move. Everything is tight, precise, relentless. Stevie's vocals cut through with authority, warning us about luck, fate, and the ridiculous things we believe. Horns punch in and out, and that Moog bass creeps and slides under it like it's got its own entourage. This is the kind of funk that grabs you by the shoulders and shakes every last ounce of groove you didn't know you had. The track doesn't just play, it teaches. Every note, every stop, every fill is a lesson in timing, dynamics, presence. You can hear Stevie enjoying himself, pushing the boundaries while keeping it irresistibly danceable. There's no wasted space. Every moment is packed with rhythm, harmony, attitude. Even years later, this song is still impressive. All right, next up is Big Brother. And Superstition fades straight into this. And it's immediately political, personal, and funky. Harmonicas, percussion, clavinet, and Moog bass all collide under Stevie. He plays every instrument, sings every harmony, layers vocals in ways that make you realize this album is basically a one-man orchestra. The groove is steady but never boring. Funky clavinet and a campfire rhythm mixed with a sharp, jazzy chord progression. If this is filler, it's like a donut filled with caviar. Wait, that wouldn't be good, would it? But you get my point. Is this the high point of the album? No. Is it amazing? Definitely. Stevie injects personality into every beat. Growling, moaning, whispering, reminding you that he's not just a musician, he's a storyteller. Vocally, Stevie layers himself in like he's arguing with the world. There's urgency here, a sense of speaking truth to power while keeping it groovy. By the end, Big Brother isn't just a song, it's a statement. It really is a statement. And if anyone ever doubts how funky this is, just tell them, potato, potato, Uranus, whatever. And who says potato anyway? You're stupid. That should shut them up. The next track is Blame It on the Sun. Okay, so it's been, 7, 8 tracks now. And evidently that's plenty of time for Stevie to learn a new instrument. So here he plays all the instruments as every other track. But he's added harpsichord to his arsenal. Take that, Prince. After all the funk and politics, Blame It on the Sun offers a breather. But don't mistake it for gentle filler. The arrangement may be simple, but it's full of nuance. Harpsichord lines that almost sound like acoustic guitar. Vocals layered like sunbeams breaking through the clouds. There's a sadness here, but it's tempered with warmth. The music, it moves slowly, deliberately, allowing Stevie's voice to carry every ounce of emotion. You can feel the care in every note. And yes, it's the kind of song that can make you reconsider hopes and dreams. Maybe donuts with caviar filling is my entrepreneurial calling. I've always wanted a food truck business. It might be fun. Oh yeah, Blame It on the Sun. By the end, the track fades gently, but it leaves a mark. Stevie's control over every aspect of the sound is obvious. It's never showy. Instead, it's intimate, human, emotionally perfect. A pause in the album that lets you breathe before the next burst of energy. Next up is Looking for Another Pure Love. Starts with bright chords that feel kind of TV theme song again, but then Stevie twists everything. The phrasing stumbles, it bends and slides in unexpected ways, like Lil Nas X wandering the streets at midnight. Jeff Beck stops in for some tasteful guitar flourishes. You can hear Stevie teasing him in the background. Do it, Jeff. It's playful, mischievous, and somehow completely natural coming from Stevie. Buzz Felton adds some extra guitar layers, subtle, delicious, turning what could have been a straightforward groove into a miniature shred session without the distortion or effects. The song is tight, yet it breathes. It stops, starts, slips, slides, giving the listener just enough time to catch their breath before Stevie hits again. Vocally, Stevie layers himself as usual, but this time the harmonies are even more intricate. You hear little ghostly whispers, speed-altered lines, and playful ad-libs that feel like secret notes thrown into the mix. It's the kind of track that keeps you leaning in, trying to catch everything. And even if you miss a dozen details, you're still totally satisfied. All right, next up is the closing track. I Believe When I Fall in Love, It Will Be Forever. And it's almost cinematic. I Believe begins slowly, full of grandeur as Stevie sings about love that lasts forever. Throughout the album, the arrangements have been so intricate that it's easy to get lost in the textures and the overall sound and feel and forget the lyrics. This track makes you pay attention again. Every note, every vocal shift, every harpsichord flourish feels important, like it matters. Stevie builds layers gradually, weaving in keyboards, synths, harmonies, and subtle percussion, all while keeping his signature vocal agility. It's intimate and epic at the same time, like he's serenading both a lover and the universe simultaneously. And just when you think it's going to fade out all Purple Rain style, Stevie flips it back into a funk groove for another minute or two. That's the genius. He surprises you again, turning a slow ballad into something you can groove to, and it works. It works well. It's like Sly's funk change up and stand, but just turned up a notch. Every instrument, every vocal line, every subtle shift is Stevie at full command. The album ends, and you're left somewhere between awe, exhaustion, and joy. Stevie Wonder's Talking Book is a full-on assault on your senses. It's all warmth, funk, and brilliance at once. Every track is stacked with layers of vocals, keyboards, synths, and drums, and somehow Stevie plays almost everything himself. He's a one-man orchestra, a masterclass in musicality, and a playground for absurd, delightful surprises. From donut-filled caviar to ghostly whispers, sped-up vocals, harpsichord flourishes, this album has a sense of wonder that feels alive in every groove. It's rich, hypnotic, and endlessly inventive. Kind of music that makes you want to dance, think, laugh, just sit in awe. Sometimes all at the same time. Stevie Wonder indeed. So go listen to Talking Book. You won't regret it. Until next time, stay funky. Hi, I'm Will. Just a quick reminder. There's a podcast version of this whole circus. It's available anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all the pod places. I'm also on Facebook, where the comment threads range anywhere from respectful disagreement to I'll find your house. And new thing, I've got a comment forum over at albumreviewsandyou.com where you can tell me how brilliant I am, or, that Nico was the only good part of the Velvet Underground and I should be legally banned from talking about music. Either way, thanks for being here. I love you. Probably.